Okay, and we're live. So this is the first time I'm doing a solo recording, a monologue. Um, it is 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm on the road. I got, let's see, about an hour's drive in front of me. My name is Benny. Well, my name is not Benny, but Jamie calls me Benny. I'm often known and introduced and referred to as Benny on the podcast. So that's how I'll introduce myself here. Part of the Hotel Dropouts crew. Um, so, Jamie requested one sec as I sip my coffee. Ah, that's hot. That reminded me of the Will Smith meme from when was it? 2020? Or was it a little bit 18? Like the YouTube rewind. That's hot. That's hot. Yeah, I just had some hot coffee. Milk coffee. No sugar. All right. Enough rambling aside. The topic that we would like to cover today, or I would like to cover today. I say we because I'm speaking to you, the listener, as well. Which I'm gonna tension quite a bit, I think. Because like even right now I'm already thinking like monologuing feels kind of weird. Feels kind of weird. It's like, who am I? I mean, I'm just sharing my thoughts, right? But if you're listening, then you must think that my thoughts are at least entertaining enough that you would spare some time of your day just to listen, or that you actually think it's worth a listen to and it's worth considering, which is kind of cool. I'm just a dude going through life, trying to find my way, trying to do the right thing. Do the right thing. You see, that's the Asian side coming out there. The right thing. What is the right thing? That's not the topic of today, though. I think it might be a little relevant. I guess in life, everything is somewhat interconnected and somewhat relevant because it all links back to your mindset, how you believe, and that really reflects your decisions, and your decisions make you as a person, and you as a person goes to your character, and your character comes from your mindset. Wow, full circle. Just so you know, this is not prepared. This is not prepped. Jamie threw me a topic yesterday. Say, since you like rambling so much, some background context. I I replied to a quick voice message to that, and ended up rambling for about 21 minutes. So they said, why not try making a solo recording instead? So here we are. And the topic Jamie gave me, because I asked him, so what do you want me to talk about, right? Was how can you be self-critical but in a healthy way, right? How do you how do you find things out about yourself which could be worked on and improved upon without losing yourself in without wallowing into the hole of I'm just a useless piece of shit and fuck, I can't do anything right anyway. So what's the fucking point, right? Or god damn, everything I touch just seems to break. Everything I try to do just seems to fail, so what's the fucking point? Personally, it's not easy because we are also influenced by our environment, the unrealistic standards that we set upon ourselves due to what we see in our environment. It's not exactly an easy topic for me because it goes into um, being self-critical and loving yourself and being kind to yourself. And uh, and I would consider myself an anxious person. I try not to be. I would say I'm working on it, but when you do get triggered, all the knowledge you accumulated, all the preparation work you've done, kind of just goes flying out the window. Your nervous system spikes. You go into, oh fuck, reaction mode. I gotta put the fire out. And then everything you learn about staying calm. I mean, it also depends on what's the thing. If it's a personal issue, oh boy, I'm lost. If it's work wise, I seem to have, like, when I'm not dealing with just myself, like when there's other people on the line, when I'm in charge of other people, I'm able to hold my shit more together. I think it's because you understand, like, okay, this is more than just you, so you gotta get your shit together and do this right. And even then, I made mistakes. I was lucky that I had people, subordinates, who were able and willing to speak up and approach me. And okay, they didn't go out of their way to do that. I saw that they were obviously upset about something, right? And I was like, hey, I noticed you've been quiet. You've been acting kind of different lately. Your energy's different. Like, what's up, man? Like, you want to talk about it? And then he confided me, like, actually, yeah, you made a decision which was not something we agreed upon, and at your last minute decision change calls me into question regarding how you value me in the team, right? Because what happened was I changed my mind last minute, although we already agreed to something. Because in my mind, I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought, oh, as a leader, you're supposed to take on the shittiest work to prove to your team, like, hey, I'm not afraid of doing the work, but um, when in the future, this is to me for me to show you that I'm not afraid of doing the work. So in the future, if I don't tell you to do something, it's because I've already proven myself that I'm capable and willing to do it, but I just can't right now, and I need you to do it for me, right? But now that I think about it, was I doing it to prove it to them or to prove it to myself? I don't know. And it's kind of funny, leadership. For some people, they would say I destroyed their lives. I'm the worst fucking human being ever. And for some people, they would say that I'm a great leader, that that I do things by the book. But I'm a bit too nice, and that's true. I guess it's a bit like a pendulum, right? You were too nice at first, then you become too hard, then you start to loosen up, but it was too loose, and then you got to tighten up again. It's like it's swinging back and forth, and you're trying to course correct until you find the perfect middle. But there is no perfect middle because your subordinates below who you're in charge of are all different. Their tolerances are all different. Their expectations are all different. The group dynamics are always different. So you have to always be fine tuning, course correcting what is okay, what is too relaxed, what is too much. How do you make sure your team performs without overburdening them and burning them out? And how do you reward them enough and give them enough freedom so that they stay motivated to do the best that they can do, right? And unfortunately, not everybody have the mindset of, oh, this is my job, I have professional pride, and I want to do a good job. And that sucks when that happens. But I must say, I've been lucky that I have not had many of them. And how does this all tie back to being self-critical? I mean, that in itself, I would say, was me being self-critical. I was reflecting. I was considering my performance as a leader. But you got to try to see it. Huh. Okay, let me try to rephrase this. As I said, this is not scripted. This is just me on the road, taking sips of coffee in between sentences, thinking about my life and what I've learned. And I think the biggest challenge to me was internalizing the external critical voices and thinking that that's me. That this critical voice in my head is me and I want the best for myself, which is bullshit. Because if you want the best for yourself, then you would keep in mind that we are just imperfect people living in an imperfect world with unrealistic standards, and that everybody makes mistakes. What's important is that we learn from them and we keep moving forward, right? So then why are we so unforgiving to ourselves when we do make a mistake? Why do we kick ourselves when we are down? Why, instead of saying to ourselves, oh man, that could have gone better. All right, let's try to be careful next time, right? You say, fuck, you're fucking stupid, man. Like, what the fuck were you thinking? How could you not have seen that that was broken? A great example is this morning, right? Just about 15 minutes ago, I was getting myself coffee from a machine, coffee machine, and I was thinking to myself, "Oh, look, they got this caramel aroma pump thingy." I'm getting thoughts about Starbucks and my cousin going, "Oh, I want a mocha frappuccino, 2 pumps caramel, 1 pump vanilla." Oh god. And I was getting the coffee and I was thinking, "Oh, I don't want sugar. I'm trying to avoid having too much sugar. That's not good for you. But maybe I can have a little bit of this caramel aroma thingy." Lo and behold, the thing was crusted as heck. I didn't know that, right? I didn't know. I just put my cup below it, was filled to the brim from the machine, and I tried to press just a little bit, but it was stuck because syrup hardens up and it crusted up. And I was thinking, ah, all right, I'll just squeeze a bit more, and when I increase the pressure on the pump, uh, I guess something gave, and the pump just went shooting down. I didn't even press that hard, but that doesn't matter because it hit my cup. My cup filled to the brim, splashed, and there was coffee everywhere. And obviously, the lady working at the tank, the clerk, she was not happy. I mean, the customer made a mess. Now you got to clean it up, right? God damn. Instantly, I was like, oh fuck, frustration, frustration at myself, frustration at the crusted pump that they neglected to fill and clean, frustration at the spill, frustration that this is happening early in the morning when I just want my coffee and just start driving. And that's the thing. You gotta give yourself a moment, take a breath, and calm down. Just put the coffee down. Ask, do you have some paper or like paper napkins or a lumpe, a hodu, a hodu, yeah. Uh, a, a napkin. No, not yeah, yeah, like a cloth napkin, like to wipe. Sorry, I'm reminiscing a little bit about the word hodu, where I learned it from, and who taught it to me. But anyway, sorry, it's just the reminiscing is causing spikes of emotion, and I'm trying to center it back again and focus on the topic. Um, yeah, you calm yourself down. You accept the fact that the shit happened, and there's nothing you can do to change it now. So, no point crying over literally spilled coffee milk. Nothing to it besides just cleaning up as best as you can, because this is the mess you made. And maybe in the future, just accept the coffee milk for what it is. If you want it to be sweeter, you know what? Actually, I was thinking about it as well. Like I did, I already knew I wanted a pump, and the thing I should have done is first gotten the pump and then gotten the coffee milk, because then the cup wouldn't have been full, and the syrup would have been better mixed, right? Because then you have the whole like splashing around and flowing around of the coffee and milk. And that's reflection right there, right? I guess I'm kind of walking you through the process of reflecting. Now, the part about without being self critical. First, you have to understand. I use the word understand and not know, because know, you can know something, but understanding it is knowledge on a deeper level, where you accept the knowledge because some things you just can't change, right? The only thing you can do is accept. You can also choose to not accept things in life and continue being stubborn and trying to force things your way. But there would be the path of unnecessary resistance to prove a point, maybe to yourself. For what? For your pride? For your ego? Usually, and that path leads you to become a bitter person. And being bitter is a sad way to live, I believe. Lots of tangents there I can go on, but let's go back. Let's go back to the milk coffee. Another thing I kind of am pondering about right now is when I apologized, I said, "Oh, I'm sorry for the mess." Maybe okay, I'm maybe paraphrasing right now. I didn't just go, "Oh, I'm sorry." I was like, "Fuck," and then when that person came by, I said, "I'm so sorry," and then I start going, but the pump, it was crusted, and it hit the like when it shut down and hit. They don't care, man. Making an excuse would not have changed anything. It wasn't an excuse. I guess I was just trying to help them understand why this happened, right? Maybe it mattered, maybe it didn't. Maybe it made a change in perspective, maybe it didn't. And I don't want to keep making excuses. Me as an individual, I can try to explain why things happen, what circumstances led to the outcome, but it's not an excuse. It's like I understand the logic behind why some decisions were made, but it didn't, and also the background to the person leading as to why they made their choices, that they were confused, that they need to understand themselves better, that they needed time and space. But it didn't change the fact that their decision still hurt. And really, it was kind of not okay. Understanding the logic behind it helps you understand where they come from, and you understand that the decision is not made out of malice, so it's easier to forgive and forget. But the pain from that decision is still real. Doesn't make it hurt any less. uh, that's a different topic though. So why are we so critical to ourselves? Is it something we try to prove to ourselves? Like, or is it an external or an internalized external critic that we have accepted as this is how it's supposed to be? I mean, on my journey of healing and learning, I looked up several uh, books about self-love, several discussions and ponderings about accepting yourself. And it is said that at some point, as we were growing up, because a lot of things actually gets decided when we were younger via our environment, via our upbringing, who said what to us, how we've experienced hurt, and all that shapes us into how we react to pain. I don't just mean physical pain, I mean the deeper ones. I used to joke like the deepest scars, the biggest scars are the ones not visible. When people ask me about my scars, I got a couple on my head and my finger and my arms. And every time there's a pause between my ramblings, it's usually either me reminiscing a little bit or my emotions spiking and me trying to wrestle back control. But that's the thing, right? We shouldn't suppress our emotions. We shouldn't lose ourselves to it as well. It's two different ends of the pendulum, and you want to stay in the middle. We should allow ourselves to feel it, acknowledge it, respect it, but also have the ability to let it go, right? Because I've suppressed things in the past, and it made me afraid. It shaped my decisions, and unfortunately, I ended up acting out of fear instead of just being. And it's funny because sometimes you suppress these things so deep down inside for long enough that you actually forgot about it. But the thing is, it doesn't forget you. Oh my god. So when I let myself be vulnerable again after a really long time, everything that you push down deep inside you, they all come back out. Back then, the situation was such that I was emotionally safe or feeling at least emotionally safe enough that I felt confident to be able to talk about it, and it was taken well. Unfortunately, towards the end, I realized I became afraid to share how I feel, and that is not good. I no longer felt safe, right? So, back to the point, pushing things down inside you. Jamie, don't make that sexual. uh, you gotta laugh at life. You gotta take the good with the bad, you know? What did Charlene Chaplin said? Sometimes you just have to face the absurdity and unfairness of life and just laugh at it all. Because sometimes that's the only thing you can do. Because if not, then you spiral into a bad place. I've been there. Wouldn't wish it upon anybody. It's not a nice place to be. And it's a shame, really. Life is precious. And as long as you're living, as long as you're trying, as long as you are taking that step forward, that's good enough. And we need to learn that, right? It's linking back to what I said about we are imperfect people in an imperfect world. You are good enough. And I don't know why when I say that to myself, I feel so hurt. It's like it's like I'm angry at myself for all those times in the past that I didn't allow myself to think this way. It's like a, a different inner voice, not a critical one, is finally saying, God damn it, took you fucking long enough. Maybe it's the inner child, right? Your seed of emotions. The one where it represents all your trauma and all the thoughts and feelings that you just suppressed deep down inside. Maybe the reason why I get so emotional when I allow myself to just be like this and be okay is because of all the times in the past where I did not allow myself to just be okay, just to make mistakes, and that's fine. Because I pushed myself really hard for a long time. Because I think, uh, if I'm a good person, then I will be rewarded for it, right? If I do things well, people will say, good job. If I'm honest, And if I'm kind and nice, the hope is that people will be kind, nice, and honest to me in return, right? Well, sorry, but no, that's not how it goes. But that's where you got to learn to set healthy boundaries, right? You shouldn't let yourself be corrupted just because the world is a mean place doesn't mean you have to be mean. You have to protect yourself, that's for sure. You have to protect your thoughts, your energy, your feelings. Yeah, definitely. You have to. And it's funny, I met someone new, and I was just being myself, being neutral, being reserved. This person was a guy I want to play Slade Aspire with. Plug for anybody looking for a game to play. Slade Aspire 2. It's a really great game. Mechanically super fun. It's really rough. It's a card deck building roguelike where the objective is to slay the spire. You're an adventurer climbing up the tower, and they have their own personal reasons why they climb. But at the top of the tower is the main antagonist, and they're there to confront the main antagonist. But anyway, this game has a multiplayer mode, and I was looking for somebody to play that multiplayer mode with because single player is fun, but everything's always a lot nicer when you have somebody to share that experience with. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't try out that restaurant you've been wanting to try out. That doesn't mean you shouldn't try out that activity that you want to try out or do the thing that you want to do just because you're waiting for somebody to share it with. Because that's what I did. That's what a lot of people do, I think. But it doesn't mean you can't do it again. Yeah, I understand the thoughts that, oh, you want the first time to be special. Oh, that goes for a lot of things. I want my first time to be special. uh, yeah, because it'll be your first time, right? That's what you're gonna base all future experience off of. So if you have a bad first experience, then that's how you're gonna look back at it in the future, right? I get that. But it's also okay to just give things second chances and trying it again if you want to. At the end of the day, it's all about if you want to or not. Where was I going with this? uh, let's see. First time doing things. I'm trying to backtrack right now. Uh, honestly, I'm lost. I don't remember. Oh well. What was I? Where was I going with this? Forgiving yourself, right? Oh boy. I don't know if you should leave this in or edit it out, Jamie. But I guess it doesn't matter. All right, so moving on. So how do you forgive yourself? Well, definitely don't suppress. Ah, yeah, right. Suppressing it, right. And then, yeah, yeah, definitely don't suppress your emotions because it's gonna come back out and bite you in the ass. It's not strength. Pushing it down and pushing it away and not letting it bother you or affect you. It's not, and then acting aloof about it like you don't care. That's not strength. That's just lying to yourself. I mean, nobody wants to deal with the bullshit, right? Nobody wants to deal with the pain. And at the end of the day, it's all about avoiding that pain, right? Because pain sucks. Who the hell wants pain? Even masochists, it's not the pain they're after, but what it represents, what it means to them. And that's the mental aspect of pain that they desire, be it oh, I don't know, like flagellants where they think the pain is redeeming them. I was trying to find that word. That that if I suffer, like holding on to pain, right? Like it's a badge of honor. This me feeling sad and me feeling hurt is proof of what I've experienced. This is proof of what I have endured. Look at me. Look at how much I've endured. Look at how much I've hurt. Be nice to me. That's why you can't let go. Some people think like that. Nobody cares, man. This is the pain I've endured. This is my badge of honor. Treat me nicer. Nobody cares. Well, that's not true. Some people care. Some people empathize. But at some point, like there's this Buddhist saying that if you hold on to anger, it's like holding on to a burning rock with the intention of throwing it at your enemy. But I think about Vinland sagas, right? Vinland Saga. Thorfinn, you have no enemies. No one have enemies. Oh, that tickled me funny in my heart. That tickled me funny in my keroro. Ah, you have no enemies. There are unfortunate people out there who seeks to gain at your expense. You can turn them into an enemy. You can see them as an enemy. But you have no enemies. Remove yourself from them, remove yourself from the situation, and that's it. Back to that Buddhist saying, you're holding a rock, a burning rock, with the intention of throwing it at somebody to hurt them. But you are holding on to that burning rock. You're holding on to that pain. and that pain is hurting you. And it doesn't have to be just anger. It's I think you can ex uh expedite. No man, that's still extrapolate extrapolate that metaphor of hate into just anything negative, any negative emotions, right? Anger, hate towards the self. It doesn't have to be outward. I had a lot of self directed negativity. And that was because I was trying to gain control of a situation that I had no control of, right? Because sometimes in life, things happen, shit happens, and there's nothing you can do about it, right? But it feels a little nicer if you have that illusion of control. So you point, so if you can't point outwards, you point inwards, right? You're thinking, ah, fuck, if only I was blank, or if only I was more blank. Had I not been so blank, then it would have all been better. Have I not been blank, then things wouldn't have turned out this way. That's anger and hatred towards yourself. Yes, of course. Of course, things can always be better. Of course, you can always be better. Everybody can. But don't forget, it could also be a lot worse. You could have also been a lot worse. You tried, right? And that's all that matters. But did you though? Did you though? That's the thing. Did you really try? If you can tell yourself that, hey, honestly, I gave it my best shot, then it's all right. Then it sucks that it didn't work out, but you did give it your best shot. Then the question is, what can you learn from it? What can you do better next time? And the thing about it is that even if you did learn from it, even if you did even if you do better in the future, uh, there's no guarantee that the result won't be better. In fact, there is always the possibility that it's gonna be a lot worse. Does that mean that you should not try at all? Because then it goes back around to what's the point? Well, the point is that you are living, you're taking risks, and you're experiencing. Sometimes it don't pay off, but that's all right. You took a shot. You can be proud of that. You tried. Sometimes you make good memories. And if not, then maybe there's another thing you can learn. Came across as saying, you win or you learn. There is no such thing as losing. You win or you learn. If you win, great. You can still learn from the win. And if you're learning, that's a win, right? So you're always winning. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. I'm winning right now. Woo. Oh, man. We're all just trying to stay away from the pain. We're all just trying to stay away from the pain. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. Sometimes it's a wake up call. Sometimes it allows us to look inwards. Okay, yeah, be careful. Look inwards and reflect. Not pointing out all the shit you've done wrong. Not pointing out all the things you could have done better, but just, hey, what happened here? Just try to understand what happened, understand yourself a bit better. Because how well do you truly know yourself? Do you hide from the truth? Do you look away from the things you don't want to see? I don't know. Only you can answer this question. Ignorance is bliss. It's easier to ignore an issue than to deal with it. Oh, I'm ignoring several things. I got a pile of letters that I gotta go through. I got my apartment, which I gotta clean up. Everything's a mess. I mean, at least it's clean, Like, that's the more important part. It's just messy. And I gotta do that. I gotta set time aside. I guess the state of my personal home is the state of my mind. A mess. Nah. And hey, actually, even if it is a mess, it's all right. As long as it's clean, right? That's the thing. It's okay if it's a mess. You can just clean it up. You can just tidy it up. And if you can't do it right now, that's all right too, right? Just give yourself that time. And when you're feeling better later, start small. You don't have to do everything in one go. Start with the kitchen, because you need to eat. And the kitchen has to stay clean. Or if not, somebody I know is going to be quite upset because they're very anal with kitchen cleanliness. And that's okay. Who knows? Maybe you feel so good cleaning the kitchen, you think, oh, I guess I can just quickly clean up the table now. And after the table, you think, oh, I guess I can just quickly put away the laundry, I guess. And after that, the next thing. How do you eat an elephant, right? You don't swallow the whole thing whole. You can't. You break it down and you eat it bit by bit. You do what you can do, and you'll do the rest after. But you gotta do it. It's there. You still gotta face it. You still gotta make that choice. I'm going to do it now. And I guess at the end of the day is just being kind to yourself, right? Dan's wife said to me when I was at a really low point that when you are hurt, when you are upset, and you're being so hard on yourself, it's like when your good friend is feeling down and feeling hurt, and you're telling your good friend to shut the fuck up, man up, you fucking bitch. Do you do that? Because if you do, then holy shit, you're not that good of a person. No, you don't do that. If my best friend, I don't have a best friend, they're all great people. If my treasured friends are feeling upset, feeling hurt, they need to talk to somebody. Then I shut the fuck up. I sit down next to them and I say, hey, talk to me, man. What's going on? Maybe I put a hand on their back. I tell them it's gonna be all right. I tell them I understand how it sucks. What they're going through is shit. But I offer them help if I can. I ask them what do they need. But sometimes all they need is just for you to listen. Sometimes all they need is just for you to be there, and that in itself is already so much. Ah, shit. Gotta make a maneuver. Vroom. And click, clack, click, clack. Yeah, I know. And that's the thing, right? That's how you treat your friend, right? So that's how you're supposed to treat yourself too. But I found a better way is to find a picture of you as a child. I'm stealing this off a YouTube guy. Um, I would credit him, but I don't remember his name, and I can't stop recording because I'm on my phone. Because he said it really well. Find a picture of you as a kid, because you're not gonna tell that kid you ain't gonna be shit. I mean, you ain't gonna tell a kid that all you do in life will amount to nothing, because that's what you are. You are nothing. You're not. You. If you say that to a kid, then brother or sister, you are a fucking psychopath. You are a sociopath, and you should never be around children, or around anybody else for that matter. No, you're gonna tell that kid, hey, follow your heart. If you like something, do it, right? As long as it doesn't hurt anybody or uh, is at anybody's expense, right? If the sun feels good, close your eyes and enjoy it for a bit. Give yourself something nice to eat once in a while. Sit down, listen to the freaking birds chirping away. Give yourself a moment if you need it. It's, it's the small moments, right? It's the little things. Just enjoy them. Take each day as it comes. Do your best. And if some of those days, your best means to just do the minimum, to just get out of bed, do your job, what you're paid for, and just going home and laying in bed, then that was your best. And that's great. And that's good enough. And you don't need to be anything else. You just need to be all right with yourself. Because you are good enough. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You don't have to prove yourself to you don't have to force yourself to do anything. Just understand there are consequences to everything, to actions taken or not taken, and just consider, are you able to carry that consequence or not? Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, even if you don't like it. But that's okay. And even then, it's a choice. So, yeah, nobody is perfect. We live in an imperfect world. So sometimes, no matter what you do, it's still gonna be shit at the end of the day, whatever it is. Yes, yes, I know. And and that's okay. It's acceptance, right? Be kind to yourself and be honest with yourself. And if you can do that, then what more do you want? Yeah, okay, $1 million in the bank account would be nice. Beachfront property, blah 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 blah. Not external things. I mean internal. Where true satisfaction and happiness comes from. Where you can say, hey, I'm okay. I'm fine. Would be nice if this and that, of course. Yeah, would be nice. Nice to have, but not required, right? Nice to have someone who cares about you and treats you with respect and kindness and is considerate about your needs. Nice to have, but not required. Because you're okay, you know? And here we are at our destination. An hour is reached of my rambling, and the point is, kurz gefasst, or in a nutshell, just don't be so hard on yourself. Everybody makes mistakes. Just try to learn from it. Just try your best. Whatever it means for you. Whatever your best means for the day. And it's alright. Well, I guess that's my take on it. Thank you for listening. If you made it all the way to this end, then I hope it's been either entertaining or of value from for you. I hope you are able to learn from my mistakes. I hope that you know that you are not alone in the fight, that you always have choices, and that if you like what you heard, then you gotta hit the smash and like and subscribe, smash that ring button. Don't forget, we're on Spotify. If you want to support us, we got a Patreon page. Ah, fuck. All right, all right. Yeah. All right, that's it. I got nothing more to add. Thank you for listening. And have a great day. And if you need to hear it, then here you go. You're doing fine. I guess this is a bit more for myself as well as I'm saying it out, right? You're doing fine, just the way you are. Keep it up, man. Proud of you. Bye.